Hi there, my friends. Today I'm going to show you how to make some cards with the beautiful Cheerful Daisies Bundle. Hi, I'm Verna Mullen from Stampin' Notes, and I'm coming to you today from my studio in Western New York State. And it is a beautiful day here today. The sun is shining, and we're over the rain, and it feels like springtime. And I get to go to my granddaughter's game. This is a different granddaughter. This is her last game tonight. I'm usually on in the evening, and because of that, I am early today. So if you get on later tonight, you can catch this anyways. But if you're looking for me and you're surprised and you don't find me tonight, it's because of this. Anyways, I want to show you these beautiful cards I'm going to make today, and we're going to talk about the Cheerful Daisies Bundle. And I want to thank Margaret for sharing last week. And Margaret will get a pack of gems or a designer series paper. I appreciate anyone that comments or shares. And so she will be getting some goodies in the mail. I had the date wrong. This is May 22nd to May 29th, and this is the host code to use this week. If you would like 2 each of the 4 cards I'm going to have for kits this week with the Cheerful Daisies Bundle, you just have to place an order of $40 or more in my online store and use this host code at checkout. And if your order is $50 or more, I will send you some gems. So, hi, Kira. And this is, and I will put a link in the comments and also in the YouTube description if you want to place an order, so you can do that. So this is the Cheerful Daisies Bundle. It has some great sentiments. It is 2-step stamping, where you would stamp one image first and then fill in with the other image. There's 3 different flowers that you would do that with. Really cute sentiments and really cool dies. I love the dies. Like this is the basic daisy, and then you would die cut this to fit over that. This has that also, and this one, which you could use for a coneflower or a daisy. Has a little tag, a center, and some other foliage, leaf. So lots of possibilities with this set. So we're going to start first with doing some basic stamping first, just to get a feel for this set. And I'm going to start with a piece of smoky slate cardstock. And this is 4 1/4 by 11. You can either score it at 5 1/2 or fold it in half and burnish it with a bone folder. That is our card base. And I have a piece of basic white that's 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. We're going to do our stamping on this. And also you will get a free PDF tutorial with your order too. So I'm going to grab, actually I'm going to turn this paper over and stamp, put it down for in case I stamp over where I shouldn't. And we're going to start with that large daisy image. This one right here. And I'm going to use smoky slate because I want it to be a very light, I want it to look like a pencil drawing. So I'm going to grab my smoky slate ink pad here. Open that up. And I've got my daisy image. I'm just going to tap, tap, tap right there. And we're going to start with a little bit in the upper corner here. And then I'm going to go down in the middle. And then I'm going to go down on this corner, this lower corner here. And so you see why you need the paper, piece of scrap paper underneath that. I've got ink on my fingers. I'm going to grab white. Or not ink, or not. I was thinking I said glue, but I did say ink. Okay. So we'll grab that and wipe off the stamp. I'm going to come in with my Fresh Freesia marker, Stampin' Blends marker, and there's a bullet tip and a long brush tip, and this is an alcohol-based marker, so it will leak through to the other side, so you want to just be aware of that and have something under it when you're using it. I'm just going to go in and I'm just going to brush along the artist's lines. Not the outside of the petal, but from the center, the bottom, and on where they are, the markings are on the petals. Like that. Thank you for sharing, Carol. And we'll just go down through like that. Don't you like gray and lavender or purplish together? Now, Fresh Freesia kind of has like a pinkish hue to it, but it's kind of lavender-like also. And we're just going quickly. We're not going to do any fancy blending stuff, just basically to get some color on there. Okay, now I want to stamp a few leaves too. So I'm going to use the same color. I'm going to use Smoky Slate. And I'm just going to go in between. There's one there. We'll put one, well, maybe I'll go this way on this one. And then you can, I have a mask to use with this flower too. Oh, look what I did. Oh, well, we'll see if we can hide that. It's because I got ink on my block from not stamping straight up and down. We'll wipe that off. And let's put another leaf down at the bottom. Oh, you did, Carol? Yeah, it's so pretty and you can do so much with it, and the paper too is beautiful. I'll have to show the paper. All right. Now I'm going to come in with Daffodil Delight and do the centers, and there is a large center stamp and a smaller stamp also, or center for the coneflower shaped one. And this one is kind of, it's rounder towards where the top would be. You can kind of see that. I'm gonna go ahead and stamp right there, and I want that a little darker and up a little farther. I'm gonna go up just a little farther there. And here's where our blooper is. And then we'll go down here right there. I want that up a little bit higher. Now, maybe what I'll do is fill that in with some gems to hide that. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp my sentiment also in Smoky Slate. And there's a sentiment in that set. It says, your friendship means everything. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp that right here. Your friendship means everything. Don't you have some friends that you can just kind of pick up and where you left off when you last saw them, even though you don't see them that much. Okay, so we're going to bring our card base back in, and I have a piece of it's from the Subtles Designer Series paper, and it is the Fresh Freesia, and it is polka dots, and this is 5 1/4 by 4, and we're going to go ahead and add this to our card base. You can see the big stripes on the back. So this this particular designer series paper comes in all of the color collections. Subtles, regals, neutrals, brights, and the different in colors, 2023, 2025, and 2022 to 2024. Oops, and I meant to put a ribbon on that. I'm going to take that off. Let's see if I can get this off and do it. Yep. Okay, one thing about the Seal Plus is usually you can pull that off pretty easily. And this is our silver trim. It comes in the silver and gold. It's a double pack, and I'm going to take one long piece to do like a double band of ribbon. And I've got to grab my scissors. They're over. Oh, no, they're right here. All right, so I've got a piece that's probably 26 inches long. It's pretty long. I'm going to double it up like this. Move that out of there. And I want it around to this side here. I want it around a little longer. I'm just going to tie a knot. And I want my knot on the front. It's going to stick a little bit. Well, we'll deal with that in a minute. Okay, so I'm pretending that loop is 2 pieces of trim, 2 single. Okay, pick that up. Now I'm going to put this back on the card base. I'm going to go over just a little bit. Like that. And we'll bring the scissors back in. I'm going to trim these down quite a bit. So we've got those there. And these 2 right here. Now most of this is going to be covered. So this twist here is not going to show. So let's bring our this piece back in here. And let's add some dimensionals to it. And I'm going to take my Take Your Pick tool and layer up the back of this. And I usually put quite a few on it. It might be just as easy to put on a piece of the large adhesive sheet. Actually, than doing this, but well, we'll go ahead and do it this way. And let's do one more here, and then I can pull this off. This tears pretty easily. I'm going to use that strip on the bottom here. Okay, and we'll take that off. We'll go through and take the backings off our dimensionals. Just like that. Okay. So let's bring our card back in. Oh, I've got something sticky there, probably from when I had the card, the designer series paper on the table. Okay, so there's our card front, and I'm going to grab a glue eraser and pull that off there. If I can find the glue, oh, here it is. Okay, you can get these on Amazon. And it's rubber, and if you go like that, it just pulls that right off. Just like that. So let's add some bling to this. We'll add some of our silver rhinestones because the silver will go with this. And I'm going to take the putty end of the Take Your Pick tool and pull these off. Let's put one down there. And we'll go for 5. More little one. How about right there? Okay, so what I think I can do with this is stamp a center and pop a center over that, and I think I will do that right now. We'll just pop the center up on it to cover that gray mark. And I want that nice and bright, so I'm going to stamp that twice. And I'm going to just fussy cut that out because it's easier than getting up and running. There is a little die for this, but I'm just going to fussy cut it. Okay. And yeah, so what I'll do is we'll get a dimensional. We need 1 dimensional. Pop it on the back here. And let's see, we'll put it about like that. There, that looks much better. And then if I could do them that way on each one. In fact, I may end up doing that. So that is card number 1. And I think on the inside, I put a piece of basic white with some more designer series paper on it. This one was done with the stripes. Okay, so card number 2. We have a piece of basic white cardstock that's 8.5 by 5.5. I'm going to fold that in half, or you can score it at 4 1/4. And we're going to burnish it with a bone folder. And then I have some layers of cardstock that have been die cut. Now these have been die cut with the deckled rectangles dies. So they have this jagged edge all the way around. This is Moody Mauve. And I'm going to go ahead and put this on my card base. And I'm using the Seal Plus. We're going to center it right on there. Okay. And then a piece of wild wheat, and this is the next die cut with the next size down rectangle. I've got some glue or something on my nail. And we're going to go ahead and adhere this one. You know, at first I didn't like the wild wheat, but I like it now. It goes with a lot of different colors. And last but not least, we have a piece of the Fresh as a Daisy Designer Series paper. And this has also been cut with one of the deckled rectangle dies. And I'm going to go ahead and layer this on there. All right, we're going to center that. All right, and that looks just a little crooked. Let me see if I can look through the phone, and that looks better, I think. All right, so I have a piece of 1 inch by, I think it's like 3.5 inches. I'm going to stamp a sentiment on this in Moody Mauve. And where is my daisy? We're going to use the birthday sentiment. Wishing you the happiest birthday. And I'm going to grab my ink. This color is really popular right now. It's in all the stores. It is a nice color. Thank you, Carol. I'm going to stamp it in about the center because some of this is going to slide under a die cut daisy. And I'll show you that. Now I have used, here's our die cuts we're going to use. This one is, let me grab the set here. With this big die right here. Okay. Probably this way. And then this is this die right here. All right, so let's make our daisy. So I'm kind of, to line this up, I find it easiest for me, this little stubby one here that's by the two that are kind of pointy right there. I find the little short stubby one on the highlight die. I call this the highlight die. And that's going to line up like that. And then you're going to want to use liquid glue on this. And this is our Tombow, Stampin' Up! Tombow liquid glue. I just have it in a different glue holder. And let's see here. Hope I don't have that right. Come on. This way. In the meantime, I've got ink on my daisy. So what you can do about that is wait for that ink to dry and use that same rubber glue remover tool, and it will come right off there. All right, so I've got that lined up. I'm going to go ahead and adhere this on my card front, and I want to just cut this at a slant like that. I'm going to put some Seal Plus on it. And I want it so the point is almost over to the end of the designer series paper there. I'll look at that to see if it's parallel. I think it's got to go up a little bit. Well, that's up too high. Okay. And now our daisy we're going to pop on. Which way do I want them? I think maybe like that. Nope. Yeah. And again, we're getting dimensionals. I'm just going to add some on the back here. Okay, so our daisy's gonna go like that. And this is a new core color. It is Bubble Bath. Isn't that pretty? And its tag is still down too low. Okay, let's move it. There we go. I think that's better. Now let's add a couple little dots or gems to the center for the daisy. And I think I'm going to use, these are Adhesive-Backed Solid Gems. I'm going to use these little ones right here. These are terracotta tile. I'm just going to add a couple of, like 3 of the little ones like that to the daisy center. And that's card number 2. Wishing you the brightest birthday. Oops, I forgot one thing. I'm going to use the bow punch to punch a few bows for the back of the flower. And I'm using wild wheat. And I want one like right there. I'm going to tear that off. I'm just going to add glue to those 3 lower leaves. Like that. And we'll add a little bit of, looks like baby's breath, but some kind of foliage. There, and that adds a lot, just having that little bit in the background like that. So that is card number 2. And card number 3 is a fun fold card. And we're going to use some of that Fresh as a Daisy Designer Series paper, which is this paper right here. I want to show it to you really quick. The new colors in it, like the boho blue, the wild wheat, pebble path. There's the moody mauve, the bubble bath, and on the back there's peacock. There's some of the terracotta and the pretty peacock. I love this sheet right there. And then you have this sheet with all the daisies on it. That's what I'm going to use for this next card. And then more of the green and the yellow daisies. All right, so for this card, we're going to start. I've got a piece of basic white cardstock, and this is 6 by 5.5. It's scored on the 6-inch side at 1 3/4, and I'm going to fold that over like that. And we're just going to burnish this. This is our card base, and this is thick basic white cardstock. I know, Carol, I've ordered a few of, you have to order a few at a time. I know what you mean. Okay, so now I have a piece of Designer Series paper, and this is the Fresh as a Daisy Designer Series paper. This is 5 1/4 by 4 3/8. And then we're going to score it. I've already scored it at 3/8 of an inch. On the whichever side is going to be the front, like want this for the front, you want to score on the left to fold under. So that's going to fold under just like that. And I just realized I didn't cut a piece of the inside. I'm going to grab my boho blue cardstock. All right, and we have to cut a piece of this at 5 1/4 by 4. And I have my trimmer right here. This is an important piece. The card isn't going to work without this. And I forgot to cut it. 5 1/4 by 4. All right. So here's our piece that we need. Now, we're going to take this little tab right here that I folded under, and I'm going to add some liquid glue to that, or you could use Seal Plus or Seal, whichever is your go-to adhesive. Oops, I don't want it up there. Okay, and I'm going to slide this right onto that like that. I'm going to wipe that and fold that over. Okay, so we've got this adhered to our inside piece, and then we are going to adhere the back of this to the card base, and I'm going to go ahead and put the liquid glue on that. And again, you don't have to use liquid glue. All right, and you want to bring this edge right up to the score line there, just like that. And you're gonna give it a good back rub like that. Now the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna put adhesive on this to adhere it to this designer series paper. All right, so you want to be careful not to get it on your ends, because your designer series paper doesn't go all the way to the end of that. So we're just going to go right along like this. I'm not going to go all the way to the end. And we're going to hold that down a minute. Okay, so we've got a little kind of a book fun fold card here. There's a little glue there. All right, now what we're going to do is I have a piece of boho blue, and I have embossed it with a fern embossing folder. It's this one. It's a 3D embossing folder, so it leaves this beautiful fern imprint on that. And this is 1.5 by 5 1/4. And I'm going to add it to this panel here. And I'm using liquid glue so it can get down in all those little grooves. And I'm going to line it up with my, you want to center it, and then line it up with your designer series paper, the top and the bottom. All right, so that's what our card looks like so far. So I have cut a piece of basic white and a piece of copper clay, which is one of the new in colors, using the Stylish Shapes dies, and I've used the squares so they layer on each other like that. And we're going to stamp our flower in the center there. Now on this one, I've done it like the cone flower look, like that. I'm going to stamp a big flower on there. See how much of it I can get on there. I'm grabbing my scrap paper here. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp that in boho blue. And grab the ink pad. And I'm going to put it right over the center like that. Now I'm going to switch and I'm going to bring in the stamp that is the one that doesn't have all the lines in it. It's for color. It's this one right here. Black. I'm going to stamp off because I don't want it to be super, super dark blue. And let's see, let's line this up first. I think that looks about right. So I'm gonna let it set there a minute. Let's stamp off. Okay, and then let's cover over it. And stamp. Okay, so it's much lighter. And then let's stamp the center in the copper clay. I'm getting ink all over my fingers. Copper clay. Okay, there's our center. Move that out. Copper clay ink, there you are. And here's the center. It kind of looks like it goes like this, I think. Yeah. And that stamp doesn't fill in the whole center. As you can tell. And so this is going to layer on this. Let's wrap some jute around this. And this is the In Color jute. And it's pretty heavy. Pretty thick, I should say. So I'm going to wrap it around here like this. And tie a bow. Hey, Teresa. Nice to see you on there. Is it planting time yet? I think we're going to do some haying this weekend. Okay, so I'm going to pull this down just a little bit. All right. And let's come back with this, and we're going to pop it on there with dimensionals. Oh, I'm so glad, Teresa. So thankful. I'm on early because one of my granddaughters is playing softball tonight, and it's her last game, and we haven't seen her yet, so I didn't want to miss it. Okay, and we'll take these off. And let's center this on here like this. And then I'm going to glue this on here. So now I forgot about this Let's see how it is if I just use the glue. I might have to add dimensionals. Let it dry and add dimensionals. We'll center it on there like that. Oh, it's not, doesn't feel too bad. And I think I'm going to leave the front plain, except I'll add some gems, and I'm going to put happy birthday on the inside. So gems, what did I do with the gems? There they are. I think I'll add the terracotta tile, or not, I keep calling it terracotta tile. We used to have a color terracotta tile. Copper clay. Maybe there. Maybe another one right there. Okay, so we'll stamp the inside, and we'll use the copper clay on the boho blue. Yes, there is power in prayer for sure. There's a Wing and a Prayer Creators group that I started. It's a stamping group for people that want to create cards that are scripture cards, or it's to honor Christ with card ministry, and we do prayer requests and that kind of thing. If any of you are interested in that, you just have to go to it. It's Wing and a Prayer Creators group, and you do have to ask to join, but we'd love to have you join. And I post PDF tutorials for my scripture cards, and I hope to do regular classes, like a monthly class. Okay, so this card is done. I think I like this better than this one. So it's just plain, no sentiment on the front. It's nice because you get to show off this designer series paper. And then there's this card, wishing you the brightest birthday. And our first card, your friendship means everything. And then I have this card also. I just wanted to show you. This was with, this is a diagonal joy fold, wishing you the brightest birthday, with a Cheerful Daisies. And this was a slimline card I did this week. Love the yellow and white and blue together. I celebrate you. This is a scripture card for this week, and it's just a little scripture to send to somebody to encourage them. And the PDF tutorial for this is in that group. Well, Teresa, it's yeah, it's like a job. And I've got to upload the PDF for the verse too, but there's other verses in there. So I really love these colors together. This was Cajun Craze and Crushed Curry. So for the card class this week, the free cards will be this one. If you place an order, this one, you will get everything to make these 4 cards. And it will include any die cuts that aren't part of the Cheerful Daisies. Like, I will assume if you buy the kit that you will have the daisy stuff, so it won't include that, but it would include the die cut rectangles, the die cut squares here, the embossed piece. So, and then if your order is $50 or more, I'll throw in a pack of the adhesive-backed solid gems. So stay tuned. I'll show more stuff with the Cheerful Daisies bundle this week. And thanks for being on, you guys. Yeah, Carol, you can get in there and print off the verses. The PDF tutorials are in there, and I've got to upload this one, or the one for this week, but I will. So you guys have a good rest of the day. Take care.